Christmas food comparison video!
So Holly, what are we doing today?
Well Jess, I don't know if you know this, but we are currently in a cost of living crisis. Prices are going up and Christmas is coming. Christmas is expensive at the best of times, but is the more expensive food better than the cheaper alternatives? That is what we are here to find out.
We're not convinced, so we are going to taste test some staple Christmas foods and see, do you get what you pay for?
Yes.
Or can you get quality, nice things for a little bit less?
What we're going to do is we've got some foods that we've both bought. We're going to try and keep this fair because I feel like if we know that something is more expensive, we're going to be quite biased.
Yes.
So one of us is going to taste these blind while the other knows which is the more expensive and the cheaper version.
Yes.
And then we're both going to give our opinions, but one of us will be 100% in the dark on what's what. So they have a completely unbiased opinion on what they're eating.
We will give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I will tell you the prices and where I bought all these from. Just to clear this up at the start, this is not sponsored. These are just our genuine opinions.
Unfortunately, we don't get paid to eat Christmas food.
We don't, no. That is the dream. So if Lidl wants to hit us up to do that style advert, you know, where they're tucking in their Christmas dinner and they go, I think this is Waitrose or M&S.
This is M&S.
It's Lidl. Like, we'd be happy to do that, but at the minute, this is just our unbiased opinions, and we may disagree. You never know.
You never know. We're two different people, and we've got different taste palettes. So, okay, we've got an array of things right now in front of us, including Yorkshire puddings, pigs in blankets, and gravy. 3 things that I would be disappointed if are not on my Christmas dinner. These make or break, okay?
Where should we start, Jess? What should we start with?
I think Yorkshire puddings is a good place to start because I am obsessed. Okay, one of my favourite foods, hands down. I'm excited to see if they compare, if there is any difference.
Let me show you our 2 types. So we have this and this. So I think straight away we can see a size difference. But is there a taste difference, Jess? This is what we're here to discover. Do you want gravies with your Yorkshires, or are you going to take a blind taste?
I'm going to take just a plain bite first.
Okay.
And then I might scramble with my gravy in a second.
Good idea.
So let's start small.
Cheers.
Look, I love Yorkshire puddings, but it's a bit bland.
I think it's bland though because we're just eating it dry.
Maybe.
It did have a good crunch though, I think.
It did.
And the middle bit where you want it to be soft, like the outside, I'm so sorry to our American friends who have no idea what we're eating. But these are like the best British food that we've got available over here.
Honestly, fuck fish and chips. Now these big ones are absolutely huge. It's like nearly as big as my head.
Let's give the big one a taste.
I'm gonna rip
I'm
it
gonna
up.
rip.
You want to get all that good stuff in the middle.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, this does look good. These are actually beef dripping Yorkshire puddings.
Wow.
I tasted that on the first bite.
It does have more flavour.
My concern is once it's drowned in gravy though, you're gonna get that flavour.
Well, that's true, that's true. If you're one of those weird people who doesn't eat gravy on their Christmas dinner, maybe these are for you.
So far, yeah, I think I'd be happy with either of these on my plate. So as I'm sure many of you guessed, these smaller Yorkshires without the beef dripping were the cheap version from Aldi, and these bigger ones were bought from M&S. So the cheap Yorkshire puddings, as I said, from Aldi were 50 pence.
50p?
Yes.
So how big's the bag?
You get a fair amount, I think about 20, more than
wow.
20. So you get, that is a good value. I want to say for the big ones, there was about 8 in the packet from M&S, £2.65.
It's like 5 times the price.
Yeah, it really depends, I suppose, how many people you've got coming over, but I think in this case, the little was fine.
Yeah.
We're giving it to Aldi for this one. The cheap version of Yorkshire puddings is the winner.
But the big ones were tasty.
They were.
Gravy time.
So which we're trying first?
You can try this mystery gravy that we've got in this cauldron because we only have
one jug.
Does it smell different, do you think?
Let me sniff this one's comparison. I can't smell this one.
Oh really? That's
I got
really
a little hint.
So if you want to take a little dip in there, that's a very little dip. I'm going all in.
I think I know which gravy's which, you know.
Really? That's a very bold statement when you haven't even tasted the other one yet. I'll take a little dipperoonie in this boy.
Is there much ever to say about gravy?
Yes, so I hate it when people make their gravy like water. It's runny and it just doesn't stick to anything. I like thick gravy.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I've tasted the difference.
Really?
For comparison, we've got Quick So for meat gravy granules, so this was the cheap version. Our Bisto Best Beef Gravy. Was that the beef gravy? The best.
It was. Is that because you have that brand?
I do eat this brand a lot. But Jess, is it worth paying the extra for a bit better gravy?
I don't know, Holly. How much is it?
The cheap version was from Aldi and it cost 95 pence. You get 300 grams in that. This one, you only get 230 grams and this cost £2.50 from Morrison's. So technically, you're getting more with this one. I think if you're really on a budget, it doesn't matter too much to get this one.
I do think gravy is important on a Christmas dinner, purely because it's what you're coating everything on your plate.
Yeah, so you've got to like it.
So I think even if you get the cheaper veg and the cheaper Yorkshire puddings and everything, if you have a nice gravy,
yeah, it can save the dish as a whole.
Yeah, it can like bump it up. Me personally, I do think it is worth going a bit extra on the gravy.
So in this circumstance, we giving the win to expensive Morrison's?
I would say so, yeah.
They win. And expensive pigs in blankets. I've just kind of given that away.
You told me already.
And another time, you knew, because if you can see,
the whole thing.
If you can see, there is a quality difference, I would say here.
The cheaper ones look a bit like cocktail sausages wrapped in bacon, which nothing wrong with that. I do like a cocktail sausage. The more expensive ones do look juicier. You ready to taste test?
I am. Considering I've basically spoiled which is which for you, should we start with the cheaper ones?
Yes.
I'm going to go in with no gravy on the first try, I think.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie, it tasted better than it looked. But I'm not sure it's the best pig in blanket I've ever had.
I'm enjoying it.
Jess doesn't care.
Jess is like, food is food. I do think you can tell though in the texture of the sausage. It's got a kind of a smoky flavour to it, I think.
The flavour is a lot better. Like, I was looking at these and thinking they're going to taste awful. And by the time they're covered in gravy, you're not going to see what they look like anyway. I think overall, I enjoyed that more than I thought I would.
They did look a bit sad on the plate.
They did.
But they pulled it back.
Jess knew as soon as they came out the oven, she was like, I have a feeling, Holly. And I was like, don't know what to tell you, Jess.
Well, I love me pigs and blankets. And when I was younger, me and my mum used to just eat a plate of pigs and blankets.
So you're going to tell this story every time we bring up pigs in blankets.
I am a pigs and blankets connoisseur.
She's telling us. I lived at Jess's house for a year. That's a long
A year?
It was 3 months.
I'm sorry, God, if it felt like a year, because it really wasn't that long.
Jess's for 3 months. And one night she was like, let's just have a plate of Yorkshire puddings for a snack. And that's what we did, and a little bit of dipping gravy. So why not? It was a good snack. But let's swiftly move on to the expensive pigs in blankets. And again, let's do a gravyless taste test. You can definitely feel the difference in the texture.
Yeah, the texture of the sausage, it's not as mushy.
It's smoother, like...
I don't think the flavour is as overpowering as the other ones.
No. I'm going to have one more to double check, but I think I've preferred that one. Do the Americans have pigs in blankets?
I don't know.
Let us know, American friends, do you have pigs in blankets? I'm not going to lie to you, if you, me and your mum were hanging out,
Yeah.
and we were about to have pigs in blankets as a snack, I would prefer these ones. I've enjoyed these more.
I can confidently say that these ones are much nicer.
I'm sorry, but they're so good. I'm gonna have one more.
That's okay, man. It's there to be eaten. We gotta eat all this anyway.
We are.
Because we're not wasting food. I hate it when
In this
YouTubers
economy?
just do like a big haul of things and take one bite. And then you're like, did they even eat the rest?
Yeah, they're gonna just bin the rest. No.
Not us.
We're
not here.
We're eating all these pigs in blankets that we've cooked.
Yeah, that's a good pigs in blanket, bro.
But let's check if there was a big difference in the price. So the cheap ones were £1.99 from Aldi, and the expensive ones were £3.50 from M&S. So that's a £1.50 jump, but I'm not gonna lie, it was worth it.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think when it comes to the pigs in blankets, it was definitely worth spending the extra £1.50.
I would agree.
That's all we really have for savoury, so now we're gonna move on to some sweet treats.
Yes, let's do it. Okay, so next up, we've got hot chocolate. I don't know about you, but I love cozying up at Christmas time, putting on a nice film, getting the ambient lighting going, and getting myself a hot chocolate. Holly is a hot chocolate connoisseur, okay? This is her area of expertise. I'm counting on you to guess which one is which.
Obviously, I don't know what Jess has put in each cup, but this is our cheap version, and this is our expensive version, if you can see. So we've got M&S versus Cadbury. Which one should I start with, Jessica?
Whichever one you feel like is drawing you close to it.
This one's close. I quite like this mug, quite old school Christmassy.
It's very cute. I love that.
This doesn't feel like it's very warm anymore. That's very strong. Jess looked at these and she was like, I'm worried these are strong.
Yeah, because Hollie usually makes them with water, and both of these were like, add hot milk. And I'm like, ooh, it's probably gonna make them very strong.
I don't know if you want to give it a try.
Oh, of course. I hate it. I feel like if we'd actually made it with milk, it might be okay.
I wasn't mad keen on that. Let's try out of the Disney cup. I'm thinking this is nicer. It's probably still not my first choice. I'm a Galaxy hot chocolate girl, me. This is nicer, whichever one this is, I'm gonna say.
I think I like hot chocolate made with milk. But that may just be the barista in me saying hot chocolate with water wrong.
I'm gonna make my guess. Was the first one the expensive one?
It was, yes.
Which is interesting. I just thought it was very strong.
It was, but it did recommend to make it with milk.
Well, I'm not doing another test with milk.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
Jess is holding on to this milk.
We haven't made it the way God intended.
Let's compare the prices of these hot chocolates.
Okay.
This is M&S drinking chocolate, and that cost us £2.25. And then this is Cadbury hot chocolate, and I got that from Morrison's for £1.50. So £2.25 versus £1.50, but the cheaper one did taste better than the expensive one. Now we've got something a bit different, Jess. We're not going to be just testing the food, but also the quality of the packaging it came in. Can you think what this might be?
Is it an advent calendar?
It might just be.
No way.
So I have bought 2 advent calendars. I'm going to need you to look for one of them, not too closely at the chocolate because it says the brand name.
On the chocolates?
Yes. So first we're going to try one of them. So
Yes.
if you could close your eyes for a sec.
I'm not looking at any of them, to be honest with you. I'll
Okay,
look
well
up.
just could you eat this I'm handing you and don't look at it, just eat it first.
I think I know already.
You can look now, it's fine because that was the only one with the thing. So these are other ones in the one that we're tasting at the minute. What are you thinking?
It's creamy.
You're allowed to say what you think it is.
It's the expensive one.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very creamy and very rich. It melts in your mouth. With cheaper chocolate sometimes, it doesn't melt very well. Oh my god, it's so good. That soft centre.
Yeah, it's a ball for those who don't know. And it kind of split in half. And the centre is very creamy. You enjoyed that one?
I really enjoyed that one.
And now, you can look at these.
Okay. What we've got with these is they're actually quite cute.
They're in shapes. So I've got a snowman.
I've got Santa Claus and they're different shapes, which is quite cute.
Can I just tell you, I have to get this off my chest. You know, as a kid, yeah, it was always exciting to check what shape have you got today.
And the picture behind the door as well.
Yeah, let's try this chocolate and let me
go.
I don't know about you, but as a kid, I always thought advent calendar chocolate was like the best, like top tier chocolate.
It was so good though.
I don't think it tastes the same anymore.
Like I can tell what that is. And it's really tasty. But now we've got to look at the packaging, right?
You obviously guessed which was expensive, but what brands were they?
Well, that was Lindt, right? It was like Cadbury's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here are the ones I skillfully hid earlier. So if you want to hold this one.
Amazing. Oh,
So
wow.
first of all, this one's obviously bigger. And
She thick. She thick.
And if you look on the back, Jess, and also it's on the front, you get like special chocolates.
Yes.
Whereas this one is just pretty much, you would get the shape every day. But for this one, you get a nice picture behind the door.
Okay.
And they're in shapes of like Christmassy things, which I think if you're a kid is quite exciting.
It's blank. That's a bit sad.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid, like even the back of the cardboard would have like colours on it and things.
Yeah, so like this has got like, so this was a snowman, so there's a picture of a snowman at the back of it, and then they've got a hat. And with Cadbury's, I think I'm right in thinking sometimes, they haven't done it this year, but when I've had it in the past, they might have like, tell a Christmas joke or like something cute like for kids. Yeah. Feel free to open more doors because obviously this is just a comparison because obviously
should we go for December 24th?
Yeah, so if we do a comparison for Christmas
Eve is supposed to be the big one, isn't it?
Yeah, this one is the same size, so I think this isn't going to be...
Here is Santa Claus, the man, The myth, the legend.
Well, see, this one, before I've even got the chocolate, it's quite cute that it's got one sleep until Christmas.
Yeah, that's cute.
So that's quite sweet.
And you've got the foil. Oh my gosh.
Is there no foil for that one?
No, I remember that.
You love peeling back the...
Yeah, peeling back the foil and then popping your chocolate out was so fun.
You do get, but obviously I think you had Santa... Did you have Santa earlier on? Yeah, you did. Yeah. So you got a repeat of the Santa shape. Can you open the first box as well? Because that looked a different size, so I didn't open it.
So the first one, you get the little reindeer.
So you start off with a reindeer. So you start off quite strong, really, with with this one.
What's the price point for these?
Right, let's compare prices. So first of all, for the cheap, and I just want to say, I bought the cheap one from Aldi for £1.49, but when I went to Morrison's earlier, I think it was only £1.
Oh, really?
So I think you can get that a bit cheaper. So make sure you shop around and get the right price. Now this was the cheapest Lindt advent calendar they had, and it was £6.50 from Morrison's.
I think, you know, it's nice if maybe your kids are a bit older and they're going to appreciate
the chocolate
more. Whereas this is more fun for little kids, I think.
Like you say, this one for like young kids is probably better because they're not going to know. Chocolate's chocolate when you're a kid, isn't it? So yeah, I think really it's kind of a tie for the advent calendars. It just depends on you and what you'd prefer.
Yeah. Okay, so I have gracefully smashed 2 reindeer because they are different sizes. So that would be a dead giveaway.
It would, and just the packaging alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you one and we'll see how you get on.
I've had a lot of the cheaper reindeers in my time. That's a cheap one, isn't it?
It is, yeah. How did you know?
I honestly God, when we were in college, we were in walking distance of the shop that I bought these from. And the amount of times I would go there, like after Christmas when they had them on specials, I'd come back to college with like 5.
Yeah, to be fair, she used to hand them out. Yeah, okay, you might as well try the expensive one now. There's a nice chunky piece.
Yeah, this is a nice like little shape.
I will say, when I was breaking them, the cheaper one broke a lot easier because it was obviously a lot thinner.
Yeah.
Whereas this one's quite thick. It is just a lot smoother. My
thinking though is because it's thicker and creamier, I think I would get sick of the taste quicker.
I really think that chocolate's chocolate at the end of the day, and there's not a lot to it.
You know, most sweet things, you have that first bite and it's the best thing you've ever eaten. But the more you eat it, the more you don't like it.
Sickly.
I think that's Lindt for me. That first bite is amazing.
Really?
Let's compare the prices.
Okay, go on.
So I popped to Aldi for our cheap reindeer, and that was 89 pence.
Ooh, wow.
So if you've got a lot of kids, a lot of stockings to fill, and you want something nice to put in, less than £1 just for a little chocolate reindeer.
And he was a decent size.
Yeah. For the expensive one, I spent £3 on that Lindt reindeer.
Oh, crikey.
So if you only have one child, I would still get the Aldi one.
Again, if they're younger, they're not really going to care.
No. On the whole, I think I'm giving that to Aldi. I think it was good chocolate. You could get away with it. And I think just the comparison in price, like Lindt is so expensive.
It is very expensive, but it is very smooth.
It's very nice, but chocolate's chocolate. You know what I mean?
True. And you're getting a lot of it at Christmas time anyway.
That is true. Now, we're about to move on to the final one. What we're going to try is chocolate Christmas decorations.
Whoever decided to tie chocolates to trees
is a genius.
Chef's kiss.
Right, so I've smashed up the chocolate tree decorations. I don't think there's much difference in the look, so you can look at them, give them a little taste.
Yeah, they look very similar, but I'm not going to lie, just by looking at it, I think I can tell the difference already.
Go on then, give it a taste.
Not a cheap one. Is it not?
Let's try this one first.
You've just answered my question. The first one's a cheap one, right? Is it not? No, it is. I'm locking it in. Is it not? You're stressing me out.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Jess. What happened is I've just had a little panic that maybe I'd forgotten which is which, but I've remembered, and you were correct.
I know I was because I could taste it.
That this one was the cheap version.
I said it was cheap.
I was fighting like, for my life to taste these.
She was like, let's just taste the other one.
I need to remind myself. So yes, the first one was the cheap. These are the cheap ones. So this is the packaging it comes in. And then it's like a ball covered in presents. So I think that's quite sweet. And then I feel like for this one, I've paid for this packaging because it's like a cardboard box. But these are baubles. I actually think the decoration is not as good. It's just spots and stripes.
Yeah, it's very... My Christmas tree is taken over by Cadbury.
They're not very Christmassy.
Yeah. That's a
So
shame.
in terms of like, I think the taste, it was better, the taste, but the decoration, not as good on the Cadbury one.
I remember when I was younger, the flat ones that we used to have from Cadbury.
Yeah.
They had like pretty pictures on them and things.
Yeah, because they were like present shaped and stuff, weren't they?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
looked good. So yeah, I'll give it that the flat ones are better. But for the video, it had to be the box ones, sorry.
Yes. No, that's okay.
But let's compare the price. So the cheap ones were 99 pence from Aldi, and you get, well, there's not a number actually, but you get a fair amount.
About 10.
2, 3, 4. You are correct, Jess, it's 10 because I only smashed up one. To be fair, in this one you do get, well, it says 18, but then there's 2 stars. That's probably about 18. But for that one, £2.50 from Morrison's. For taste, Cadbury's got it. For decoration, Aldi's got it on this occasion.
I would agree.
So there we have it, Jess. Do you feel like you learned anything from that? Do we think on the whole expensive, cheaper, or do you think it depends on the item?
I think at the end of the day, Christmas is a day to be spent with your loved ones, and the food doesn't really take top priority. But since I have to answer your question,
well, that's kind of the point of the video. The point of the video wasn't family time. Family was about the food.
Since I have to answer, I would say in some circumstances you can go for the cheaper option and it won't hinder your experience at all, really. Especially in terms of chocolate and things for kids, and they're not going to notice, and when your Christmas dinner's doused in gravy, no one's going to care. I do think you can get away with the cheaper option.
I think cheaper was fine for everything except the pigs in blankets. I had another cheeky cheap one when we were like moving around. Having had the nice one, it was so much worse. If you're gonna splash out on anything, I would pick like the meat products, like your pigs in blankets, stuff like that. Yorkshire puds, chocolate,
I would
gravy.
say gravy I would splash out on.
Well, okay. Splash out for the gravy.
We decided that it's covering your whole Christmas dinner.
That is true, so you do want it to be nice.
You want a nice gravy, really.
But let us know your opinions in the comments if you've done any taste tests of your own this year, what you prefer, your favourite brands. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.
Yeah.
And we will see you in the next one.
Bye.